and welcome to the last Today at World Tag League 2023. My name's James Trupany, and this is the results of the final show of New Japan World Tag League from the Grand Mesa Kumato Stadium in Mashiki, Kumato, Japan. And it was a fun card. It was just fun tag wrestling all the way through. All sorts of cool stuff. Oleg Boltin tagged with Ryusuke Taguchi and defeated Asu-san and Hideki Nozaki in 5 minutes and 53 seconds. Here's the thing, though. It's not actually on New Japan World because they put the second match on twice. These things happen. Nozaki wrestles for Kaishi Pro Wrestling. He's an indie wrestler. And Asu-san also wrestles, I think, for them as well. Just checking. Yes, he wrestles for them as well. So they were guests in the Frontier Zone tag team match with Ryusuke Taguchi and Oleg Boltin. 5 minutes 53 seconds. I'm sure they had fun. They enjoyed themselves. Atlantis, Master Wato, and Silverano GT defeated the Mighty Don't Kneel, Gussie Fujita, Mikey Nichols, and Shane Haste. When Nichols and Haste left Fujita alone to deal with Master Wato, didn't work out well for Fujita, but a fun match nonetheless. Kind of full court press TMDK kind of match where Atlantis and Soberano Jr. and Wato kind of snuck one out at the end, 8 minutes and 34 seconds, but thoroughly entertaining. Kind of like to see TMDK go out on a winner, but what can you do? It's nice to have the guests come over and take a win home with them. One of the most fun matches on this card. Alex Coughlin, Badfoot Fale, Gabe Kidd, and Jack Bonza lost to Monster Sauce, Alex Zane, and Lance Satch, along with Minoru Suzuki and Yuji Nagata. This was kind of a tale of the best tag team workers in the sense of the best units. Monster Sauce and Suzuki Nagata were the most cohesive unit. Jack Bonza trying to straight up fight Minoru Suzuki was hilarious. That was really good. I just did not really know what he'd bitten off there at all. And it ended with a big victory dance for everybody. But Suzuki still won fist bump Nagata. But there was fun there. They were having fun at the same time. Zayn and Archer and Suzuki and Nagata were awesome together and kind of summed up their tournament. They had the most fun. They had the best matches, in my opinion. United Empire, Callum Newman, Great O'Khan, Henry and Jeff Cobb defeated Chaos, Tomohiro Ishii, Toru Yano, Oscar Lube, and Yuta Nakashima in 6 minutes and 55 seconds. Kind of United Empire getting back on top again because they've lost a lot in this tournament. They've not had a very successful tournament at all. And now we're talking about who's going to replace Will Ospreay as the leader of the Japanese portion of this particular faction as he goes off to AEW. And, he has teammates waiting for him there when he goes there. So who's going to be the leader of this faction going forward? Well, the obvious person is Jeff Cobb, as he's the biggest single star apart from Henry and Great O'Khan. Though O'Khan's probably being about on the same level right now. I don't know. So we'll see. Ren Narita and Sho defeated Shota Umino and Tiger Mask in 37 seconds. That's not really true because Dick Togo took Narita's place because he wouldn't wrestle Shota Umino and Tiger Mask in front of the horrible people of Mashika, and then eventually came down, ran interference, and they got a pinfall in 37 seconds. And that was that. And just not much fun, that one at all, really. House of Torture Evil, Yoshinori Kanemaru, Yujiro Takahashi defeated Keita Kiyomiya, Raya Owa, and Tomoaki Honma. 11 minutes and 1 second. There was a lot of back and forth in this. Kiyomiya and Evil were really teeing off on one another. They lost when Owa, who has been kind of the whipping boy of his team throughout this tournament, took a kick in from Kanemaru, and House of Torture started beating up on Kiyomiya especially, because obviously he's a Noah guy. And that was kind of that, and then eventually Shota Umino came down to chase away Ren Narita, and that was the end of that. The Dream Team, Hiroshi Tanahashi and Kazuchika Okada made a rare appearance as they defeated Gates Bagany, Bishop Khan and Toei Leona. Interesting kind of bragging rights match this over the never openweight 6-man tag team champions going up against the Ring of Honor 6-man tag team champions. A lot of fun though, 11 minutes and 54 seconds. Khan and Leona have had a good tournament. It's been fun watching them develop as they've gone through this tournament. Okada and Tanahashi, and they kind of did Okada and Tanahashi things. Trying to figure out how to deal with Tio Leona was really fun. He's a big guy that wanted to try the can't wrestle him like a normal guy. And he required a Rainmaker to do the job, which I don't think under normal circumstances I could have been too happy about. But he's a big lad. You got to get rid of him somehow. So that was a lot of fun to watch too. Los Ignorables de Japón, Bushi, Shingo Takagi, Tetsuya Naito, and Yotsuji, along with Zando Kanjita Jr., defeated just 5 guys: Duki, Sanada, Taichi, Taki Michinoku, and Yui Uemura. 16 minutes and 4 seconds for this semi-main event, but the obvious focus was on Tetsuya Naito and Sanada, because they're building to this main event at Wrestle Kingdom, and as you can imagine, the tension is on, and this crowd was super hot. Absolutely super hot, and it was so much fun to watch with that kind of level of crowd reaction. I would strongly recommend you watch this guy just for listening to the crowd, because it's the hottest I've heard a crowd for a New Japan show in a very long time. They were into this, and that made for an epic main event. Bishamon, Hiroki Goto, and Yoshihashi defeated Guerrillas of Destiny, El Phantasmo, and Hikuleo in 40 minutes and 30 seconds. It got a little bit over long in the end, because they were milking it for all the emotion they could. And the basic crux of the match was it was really even back and forth, and eventually Goto and Yoshihashi got up to Hikuleo, who has bitten off more than he could chew, and put him through a table with their finisher, which I never remember the name of. Shoto, the Shoto finisher, off the apron through a table, and that kind of left El Phantasmo by himself. And he handled them for a good 6 or 7 minutes, but he could not get the job done, and eventually Phantasmo took Shoto, and that was that. And it was a little bit contrived towards the end. I didn't like that much, but the actual emotion of the match is hard to deny. These two teams are the two most over tag teams possibly in pro wrestling at the moment, as far as outside of WWE, and they absolutely delivered a main event that needed to be delivered. And at the end of the match, Bishamon graciously shook Guerrillas of Destiny hand and offered them a winner takes all NJPW Strong IWGP Tag Team Championship match at Wrestle Kingdom. And that kind of completes the major booking for Wrestle Kingdom, as that's where we're at with that particular show. I think what we will probably do is at some point I'll invite somebody on and we'll talk about the shows that are going on at Christmas, because I think that's something we need to do, because there's so much stuff on this Christmas, and that'll be that. And that's it for World Tag League. That's it for my daily updates, so I'm going to miss doing this. My next chance to do this will be Wrestle Kingdom itself, when I usually do a Today At show by myself to do that, and then after that, to do a Today At show properly will be the New Japan Cup in spring, unless you want me to do a different tournament this year. I've only ever done New Japan tournaments on a day-to-day basis. I have access to Wrestle Universe. I could do King of DDT. I could do the Championship Carnival. It's kind of spacing things out. I could do the N1. It's kind of spacing things out for me, like work-wise. I obviously just can't do this all the time. So that's the reason why I've stuck with New Japan, because it's the stuff I'm most familiar with and can give the best shouts to. But if you want me to do something different and try to do a different tournament, please let me know. Get back to me and we'll see what we can do. You can find me at Sheriff Limestar, and you can find the show at Troopany Show on Twitter. You can find me in Sheriff Limestar TX on Instagram, and the show is Troopany Show on Instagram. You can find me on you can't find me on Facebook, but you can find the show on Facebook at Troopany Show, and Patreon Troopany Show as well. I'm also on Mastodon as Sheriff Limestar too. So if you want to get back in touch with me, tell us what you want. The Troopany Show is a democratic process from all of those people involved. So in the meantime, I will be back tomorrow with an absolutely awesome Troopany Show, which will be a bit later than normal, but it will involve myself and Michelle Kane, the Queen of Tokyo, as she talks about her new book on DDT. And we'll be back next week, where I think me and Marcus will be looking at some GLEAT, because there was a big GLEAT show today as well as this show. So take care.